Hello and welcome. This is Mike Stadola. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Technology Marketing Toolkit. And today you're going to discover the 3 digital marketing musts to transform your MSP into an online sales and referral machine right now. If you're just joining us, go ahead and let me know in that question box where you're watching from, and are you currently doing any type of digital marketing or paid digital marketing? Just want to know who we have on with us today. So when you do that, I want to cover what are you going to get out of today, and there's really 3 things that we're going to go over. I really want to make sure though that before we get started, you have other windows closed, you got email closed, you got whatever, your ticketing system, your door shut, your phone kind of off, because we're going to cover a lot. I've packed this presentation. If you've been to an event where I've spoken before, I tend to speak quickly because I want to give you everything in way less time than I have. And I know that you're busy, so I'm going to go over a lot. But grab a pen and paper. I'm going to highlight the big things that every MSP should be doing right now to really get more leads, convert more leads into appointments, and then one big special thing. So let's talk about what those are. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to turn your website visitors into appointments and sales on autopilot. We're then going to show you a strategy how to attract your ideal leads to your website. So these are the people that you want to do business with, that you've identified that would be your ideal prospects. How the heck do you get them to your website in an affordable manner that doesn't take up a lot of time or money? And then at the very end, we're going to go over the single best way to get free traffic online right now. Really want you to stay for this one because this is something that just in about the last 90 days I'll say about 3 or 4 months now has just exploded for a lot of our members. All of these strategies we've done ourselves, and then we've introduced it to a small group of our members. I work with our marketing manager coaching club, been working with them for about 2 years on a lot of these strategies now. And then just recently, we had a big beta group that joined us. And so we've rolled this out to that beta group. So these are strategies that don't just work in general, don't just work for Technology Marketing Toolkit, but are working today for MSPs and IT services businesses just like yours. So this isn't just theory, this isn't just a hypothetical situation. This is what's working right now, and that's what I'm going to share with you. So this is for you if you know you should be getting more leads online, but you aren't sure where to start. We've got a lot of people who've said no, they're really not doing digital marketing, or if they are, there's like emails or it's happening sporadically. So this is absolutely for you. There's a ton of kind of strategies. There's a ton of gurus. There's a lot going on out there. So today we're going to go through the 3 things you should do and how to get started on that. We're going to go through very simple strategies that everybody listening on here, if you're in business at all, you should be doing these 3 things. So it's also for you if you've tried online campaigns before and they didn't work well or were a complete waste of time and money. Now I know a lot of people on here, they may have tried PPC or they Facebook ads or posting or LinkedIn or SEO or who knows, but maybe it hasn't worked well for you. Maybe you dove in or you got started and it just wasn't working. The thing about all these companies is they make spending money super, super simple. However, to spend money profitably is a whole nother game. So this is absolutely for you, even if you've tried some of these strategies or some of these platforms really before, because I'm going to give you the strategies that are actually working on these platforms. We're going to ignore what most people do. We're going to sidestep those common pitfalls, those common ways that people can burn through a ton of cash, spend a ton of time for little to no results. And we're going to dive into the areas that are getting results day in, day out, week in, week out, and that are working for you, that you can track and are either no cost or incredibly low cost. Like you're going to be blown away when you see how inexpensive these strategies are that we're going to talk about today. It's about the price of a cup of coffee, or if you're really scaling, probably about what you'd pay for a meal a day is the total spend you would do on this. So we're not talking a bunch of money here. We're talking very, very low spend amounts. And then finally, this is for you if you or someone on your team is willing to spend a few hours total setting things up, so a couple hours, let's just say 2 hours, maybe 3 at the long side of things, and about 15 minutes a week checking in on them. So this is not something that's going to take a lot of time. Let's call it one afternoon to set up, and then about 15 minutes a week to check in on them. Doesn't have to be you. In many cases, it shouldn't be you. It can be an admin. It could be a part-time person. If you have a marketing admin or a marketing manager, this is a perfect project for them that they'll probably enjoy doing and probably even be better at than a lot of us here. So just about one afternoon and then 15 minutes a week tops checking in and optimizing and make sure everything's really still running. So this is not a big time suck either. So it's a quick strategy. I know you're already incredibly busy and don't want to give you something that's going to take a ton of your time at all. So what the heck do I know? If we haven't met yet, again, I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Technology Marketing Toolkit. And I joined this company right at the beginning. It was January of 2019. And so let's just call it a little over 2 years ago. And the first thing I did when I joined the company was I looked into how many leads they had gotten the previous year. And now Technology Marketing Toolkit's been around for going on 20 years now. So they had thousands or really tens of thousands of MSPs, IT service businesses, VARs, everything in their database. And they were getting a lot of leads, about 1,000 a year, and that was really producing great results, 20-30% growth each year. However, I came in, I saw in 2018, so right before I started, the year before I started, they had 903 leads that were added to the database. In 2019, was able to grow that to, let's call it 4,800 leads. So that's about a 530% increase. And last year, even in all the craziness that was happening, we were able to generate just over 12,000 new contacts for the year, or about a 250% increase over that previous year. More importantly, though, even with everything that was going on last year, with these leads, sales were up 31% from those leads. So this isn't as a company or anything. This is from those leads. Those sales were up 31% over the previous year. So I can show you how to get leads and how to turn them into sales. And the big secret is much of this was done using the strategies I'm going to show you today. Because of the things that we were able to do, we were able to find leads at a lower cost. We were able to go out and attract new leads and then convert them into our members, our clients with us. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, and obviously our numbers are a lot different than your numbers might look like. Maybe you'd be happy with a dozen new leads a month, or some people I talk to would even be happy with a half dozen new leads a month. Don't worry about the scale of it. Just know that this can be done. These very strategies that I'm going to show you today can be done in your business, because we have other MSPs, other IT service business owners who are using them right now. So let's get started. Before we jump into some of the exact strategies, just want to go over some of the common myths that are out there that prevent people from doing some of these things. One of those is that my people aren't on social media. So today we're going to be talking a lot about LinkedIn and Facebook. And they say, oh, Facebook, my people aren't on Facebook, or my people aren't on social media out there. And I just grabbed these stats. And it's from Oberlo, I guess is the company. It's like literally Googled social media statistics, and they came up like either first or second in here. And according to their numbers, 3.5 billion people are on social media a day around the world, which is about 45% of the world's population. Facebook is actually the market leader with right around 68% of U.S. adults are on Facebook, and the amount of time spent on Facebook is about 3 hours per day. I'm sorry, not on Facebook. On social media is about 3 hours per day. So crazy numbers. That's actually kind of scary that people are spending that much time online. Some of that's probably in the background and everything. But the whole point is that we've got 3.5 billion people a day on social media. Again, 68% of U.S. adults are on Facebook. And then another that I ran into is 83% of business-to-business marketers, because a lot of say, well, business to consumer, that's fine, but business-to-business marketers are using social media to advertise. And they ranked it second in success just behind search engine marketing, or like PPC. So again, we've got the vast majority of business-to-business marketers are using social media ads in order to market their services and their products. And it's the second most successful advertising method that they're using, right behind search engine marketing. So why today am I talking about social media marketing over SEM or search engine marketing if SEM is the thing that they rated the most successful? I'm not saying you should do social media marketing instead of SEM. In fact, if you're already doing SEM, that's great. The problem with SEM is it is one of the most expensive ways to market online. It's not a bad way at all. It's just incredibly expensive. Depending on the market that you're in, a click on your pay-per-click ads can cost anywhere from $5 to, in hyper-competitive markets, could cost $50. And that's just a click to your website. So if you're doing that, a lot of people are, and they're making it work. We've got a done-for-you team here at Technology Marketing Toolkit that does that for a number of our members, and it works great. I would just never do SEM without also doing the social media marketing strategies that we're going to talk about today. Because instead of $5 a click, I'm going to show you how to do this from about $5 or so a day total. And you'll see the number of clicks. Everything that you're going to get is going to blow that away. So it's not an either or. This is what everyone should be doing. Then once this is successful and you get going, I highly encourage you to look into SEM. SEM is great for a lot of markets, especially if you're in bigger markets and you really need to stand out from the crowd with that. It's just typically a more expensive type of marketing. So maybe you don't have the budget to be doing SEM right now, or maybe you don't have the expertise. Again, I said I'm showing you stuff that's low cost or no cost, and it's going to take about 15 minutes total a week to manage this. SEM, you might be spending more time than that a day to do it, and the expertise might not be there. So again, it's not an either or. I just wanted to show you what's working the best for us, the most cost-effective way right now that every MSP should be using. So why social media marketing? And really, I'm going to stay away today from the social posting. I'm not talking about that today. We have other trainings on that, and those are all good, but those really are not designed to get you a ton of new leads, a ton of new clients. Not saying that social posting is bad. I think you should be doing social posting. It's a great authority builder. It's a great engagement device. It really shows people that you're there and that you're active. However, it's more of a conversion device than a new lead generation device with that. So again, social posting isn't bad. You should be doing that. But I'm going to show you the strategies that you can measure to get new leads and to convert new leads into appointments and sales. So the first reason we should use social media marketing, again, is because people are already there. 3.5 billion people a day online, on social media, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever it is that they're going to. They're already on that platform. They're using it. They're doing it. Driving people to your website is much, much tougher from just like a PPC standpoint versus just being on Facebook, being on LinkedIn, being on one of the media that they're already on and appearing in front of them. Secondly, is that instead of just kind of throwing spaghetti against the wall, instead of doing the things that a lot of people have done in the past where they let Facebook or LinkedIn or some other media device kind of target their people, I'm going to show you strategies today where you can target market with incredible accuracy. It's like a laser pointer there. You're going to choose the exact client that you want to go after. It's not like a billboard on the highway hoping that 1% or whatever of the people are actually right for you. This is going after the people you've identified as ideal prospects, or that have visited your website and that you want to do business with them. So this would like only be showing a billboard to the people that you want to do business with. the beauty of that is you're not paying for the 99% or the 99.9% of people who aren't right to do business with you. You're only going after that tiny fraction of the population that you actually want to do business with. Third, it's one of the hardest things in any type of marketing, especially in a professional services type of marketing, is getting past that gatekeeper. I'm going to take a drink of water, but while we do, I want to see how many people are doing calls right now to get appointments. Can you go into chat and let me know, are you making calls to get appointments? And are you mostly running into the gatekeeper? So is that a problem for other people? Not getting to the decision maker? Okay, so we got a ton of people say, yeah, daily, yes, every day. Yes, making calls, yes, gatekeeper. Joseph says, I hate the gatekeeper. No one home. Yeah, so gatekeeper can be a voicemail. That's a lot of people's gatekeeper on there. Oh, hey, Barbara. Yes, making calls, big problem is voicemail. Yeah, so it might not be a live gatekeeper. Again, people see that with like caller ID nowadays. That caller ID becomes the gatekeeper on there. So what social media marketing does is it bypasses the gatekeeper. No one who's a decision maker goes online and on social media by accident or has someone else checking their social media to see if there's posts that they want to see. So when you market on social media, you're only going to the person that you want to see your ad. There's no gatekeeper. There's no voicemail. There's no possibility of not getting through. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to take action all the time. Even if you do get to that person you want on the phone, they're not always going to schedule that appointment or always meet with you. In fact, a large percentage of the time, they're not going to do that. But this allows us to get past that gatekeeper. And again, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't be making calls. You absolutely should. We have a ton of members who are making calls and they get through, even if it's just 2 or 3% of the time that they get that appointment. We're in a great industry where you don't need a ton of new clients, especially if you're on a managed services model. Just a couple new clients a month can really revolutionize our business. So it's not that you shouldn't be making calls. It's that you should be doing this as well as those calls, as well as those mailers, as well as those emails, as well as all of the other things you're doing to get business, especially once you see how little this costs and what the types of results that you can expect from this are. So a few things for social media marketing. With that, the other big myth that we run into a lot with my people aren't on social media is then I say, that's great. If you're right and your people are not on social media, this will not cost you a dime because you're only marketing to people on social media and you only get charged when you actually market to them. So if your people were truly not on Facebook, truly not on LinkedIn, or aren't checking ads or aren't doing any of that thing, you'll know very quickly, and it won't cost you anything to do that because you're paying to get views. Now, obviously, you don't want just views. You want clicks and people going to your website and doing all that good stuff, which they'll do. But if they don't see it, Facebook and LinkedIn doesn't charge you. So you know very quickly whether they're on there or not. And I have not come across one yet where the people are not on social media. Haven't found a niche, haven't found an industry. None of the MSPs I've worked with has that been the case. So let's talk about this first strategy, item number 1 on here, now that we've kind of got that background and everything. And this is what I want you to write down. If you get nothing out of today but this, you're going to be way ahead of the competition if you actually do this. And it's retargeting. So write that down and just make sure that this is something you absolutely do. Because if you just do this, it's going to cost you a couple bucks a day, probably at most, and will phenomenally change your business. Not all at once. It's not like it's an overnight thing. It takes time to start working, and you'll see why in a second. But it's one of those things every single really business out there, but especially MSPs, should be doing. And what retargeting is you've all experienced it, whether you know it or not. It's just most of us are not using it for our businesses. Just about every big company is using retargeting because the ROI is so good. What this looks like is a visitor goes to one of your websites and they leave your website. They don't do anything on there. Then kind of that picture on the lower right is a little ad shows up. either on like the Facebook display network, or I'm going to show you something very cool on LinkedIn that's working out now. And the little ad or a little message shows up just for those people. So these are the people that hit your website, took zero action at all, and now because of pixels and everything, we can follow them around through either Facebook or LinkedIn. You can also do this on Google Display Network with retargeting, but we're going to concentrate on Facebook and LinkedIn today. And then it has an ad that drives the visitor back to your website. So a lot of you have seen this. You go to a certain website, maybe you're looking at something on Amazon. This happens a lot with like cruise or vacations. When people were doing that more, and I've actually started to see them again. I've seen this for Virgin Cruises, clicked on one of theirs, and daily now I'm seeing ads for Virgin Cruise Lines. And that's just retargeting. They know I came there once. I didn't do anything on their site. I just looked around, and now I'm seeing ads reminding me about that on there. So it's retargeting. So it's basically showing people certain ads based on websites of yours that they have visited. Now, one question I get all the time, they're like, hey, can I retarget from someone else's website? That would be absolutely great if you could, but everybody would be targeting everybody else on everyone's website. No, it's a little snippet of code that you've got to add on your own websites and websites that you control so that you can then kind of tag the people and follow them around the internet with this. Why is it so important? So just pulled a couple things here. On average, the average conversion, and this was of e-commerce websites, and e-commerce websites are really built for conversion, but they said the average conversion rate of e-commerce websites in 2020 is just, let's call it 3%, 2.86%. The U.S. stands at just 2.6% compared to global average of 4.31. So let's even take the global average. Let's all pretend we're international. I know we've got some international folks on here, but let's just say it's that global average of about 4%. That means that 96% of people who come to our website leave without ever taking any action that we can follow up with on that. So secondly, this was from another company, WordStream, who does a lot of this. And they were saying if you're achieving a 3, 5, or 10% conversion rates, that's crazy high, that the average landing page conversion rate, they found it was 2.35%. Even the top 25% who are converting the most are just at 5.3% or higher. So again, 95% of the people who are coming to their website are leaving without taking the action that would let you follow them around. So I want to be able to capitalize on not just that 2, 3, maybe let's call it 5% of people that fill out a form on our website, but that 95, 97, 98% of people who don't on there. So here's an actual shot from Facebook. So right here, I took this directly out of the Facebook ad platform. This is what it looks like when gives us statistics on some of our ads. So just a couple things to highlight. This is a retargeting campaign that I was running. So I was running ads to people who visited our website and didn't take any action. And for this one, I showed this ad 26,709 times. So we had about 4,600 people who visited our website. They then went to Facebook, and on Facebook, I showed them one of these 4 ads 26,000 times. The total cost of that was $172.30. And again, don't worry about the scale of it, but think about it. I mean, this was to 4,600 people and showing it almost 27,000 times. Spent $172. Bottom line is that it's not even a penny per view on that. It's 0.6 of a penny or 0.6 of a penny. Bottom line is I can follow up with someone 155 times for $1. So almost about $1, for about $1, I can follow up with them for almost 6 months once a day. $3 a day would allow you to follow up with people follow up with 465 people a day. So if you have 400 to 500 people who visited your website but haven't taken action. For just $3 a day, you could be showing ads to them on Facebook here for $3. Like, it's just a crazy low price on here. Again, I know we went through a lot of math on there, but I just want to go through it because it's so crazy that you can follow up for about $1 for people for 6 months, once a day. There's no other media that I know of that we can do that. What's this look like then? What were the results of this campaign? So this campaign, running it, and this is just this particular ad. We can look at some of the others. I put all the math on here, but let me actually go back one. So this was the actual ad here, and I'll show you, and this is how little you have to update some of the things, especially once you find one that works. The last time I edited this was August 8th of 2019. This is still running today. This exact same ad is still going because it just keeps working. I haven't changed it in almost a year and a half. We've done a lot of other ads, done a lot of other things that are going as well, but this ad really hasn't changed because it just keeps chugging along. Here, we keep trying to beat it, but what's it done? And this was just for our retargeting list, so people who came to our website took no action. I got leads for about $1.20 a piece with our best one on there. 23 people opted in that had left our website total and became leads. So $1.20. This was one of those 95, 96, 98% of people who had come to our website and left. They would have been gone. I spent a total for this exact ad, $27 to get those 23 leads. Overall, like my worst ad on that just showed a picture of the book was costing me under $3 per lead on here. So again, super cheap with that. So I see some things in here, and I'll do Q&A after that. But like Bill's saying, if you have a huge social media presence, then the results make sense. If you don't, then you won't get the same results. No, and that's why I say ignore the scale of this, because this was probably over about a month of time that we did this. You're probably not going to get 23 leads a month. What if you just got 2 leads a month? What if you just got 4 leads a month from this? Our social media presence is only huge because we're actually doing it. This is all retargeting. This is people who've come to our website, left, and are going doing that again, coming back through these retargeting ads. So again, ignore the exact number of leads, but look at this. I mean, even if it costs you, who on here would like leads for $12 a lead? Even if I could just give you 2 leads a month and it was going to cost you $12 per lead, people who've been to your website, then download a report giving you their information, which allows you now to follow up with them via phone, via mail, and they've downloaded a report that you have, or a cybersecurity scan, or dark web scan, a free assessment, something like that. I'd be shocked if people wouldn't be willing to pay 10 times this, and we're not even spending that on these retargeting ones. So anyhow, this is what we're looking for on here. The whole point is they came to your website once. You want to get them to come back again and again and again, and it's so incredibly inexpensive to get them to do so. You just stay in front of them using retargeting. So that one's Facebook retargeting. Again, this is the process. Now I'm going to show you one thing that's working like gangbusters here that most people aren't doing, and that's why it's so incredibly cheap right now, and probably so incredibly effective right now. And this is LinkedIn sponsored Inmail. So I just put this up here so you can kind of see what it would look like. This is like my personal page. When I go to LinkedIn, this comes up, and in my feed, so the messages, everyone has messages in their lower right, it's there, and when you expand it, it looks something like this. You get a bunch of people on there, and then get this one from Robin Robbins, so sponsored, and says, whoa there. This was actually an ad we're running right now for our current boot camp. So we have the IT sales and marketing boot camp. We invite people for about 3.5 days to come and learn about sales and marketing. And it's an outstanding event. We're doing it live as well as virtually this year. We're super excited about this. But the thing is, I wanted to take everybody who goes to that page. So our page is robinsbigseminar.com. We drive traffic there. We send it out to our clients. We do a ton of mailers, we do a ton of calls, all of that. We spend thousands and thousands on that. I know we've got a lot of clients on there. You guys have probably gotten 2 or 3 mailers from us, a number of emails about this already. But if you go to the page and then you go back on LinkedIn and it's found you, then it'll send you a message like this and just says, "Whoa there, howdy Mike, looks like you and your policy were headed out of town in a hurry and forgot to reserve your spot at the IT Sales and Marketing Rodeo." Again, I'm not doing this to someone who doesn't know us. This is probably a client who's come to our page, so we're having a little fun with this because we're doing a Western theme this year. Say we can't have that, so here's a quick note to remind you to turn your horse around and reserve your spot until March 5th, et cetera, et cetera. The thing is on here, let's see what this looks like. This was from, I think I took this, it might have been last week here. But at the point that I looked at this one, we had given it out to 65 people. 41 people had opened it and clicked or kind of interacted with it in some way. And then we had 4 conversions off of it. So I spent a total of $17.28 on that. So the tickets at the time were a minimum of $997. Right now they're actually $1,497 a ticket. But I just said if each of those people, because we can track if they actually went to the page, if they hit the page after you buy, you put a little pixel on there and it says they clicked on the ad and then they actually hit the page that you'd do after you buy it. So at a minimum, we generated $3,988. That's $997 times 4 from this ad. That's a 230x my investment. I was going to put it in here as an ROI, but I think it comes out to like a 2,300% ROI. It's like a crazy number. So I didn't even include that on there, but I 230 times my investment. So every dollar I spent, got $230 back on that. And that's for an event. That's for a $997 sale with that. So really cheap. Our average cost per click costing about 35 cents right now. So incredibly inexpensive for us. And again, these are just people who visited our page, that Robin's Big Seminar, didn't take action, and then got that ad, clicked on it, and made it all the way through to the thank you page after the order form. So they actually put their credit card in and bought tickets with us. So those are just a couple examples of retargeting. Again, if we ended right now and all you took away was ad retargeting to your business through LinkedIn sponsored InMail as well as Facebook, you've got a win for the day. You could put this in, and again, it takes time to scale up because it only does it to people who visit your website. So if you start this today, it's only gonna, and you go through the whole process of putting the little pixel on your site and everything. It's not hard, it's not complicated. Facebook and LinkedIn make it very easy, in fact, to do that. It's only going to start showing ads to those people, but tomorrow you'll get more people, next week you'll get more people. So it builds over time, and you can follow people around for up to about 6 months on there once you have everything set up. So you could, what starts out as 5 or 10 people becomes 50, becomes 100, becomes several hundred people that it's following around. So again, it's not going to scale tomorrow. It's going to take some time, but that's why you need to start it ASAP. You got to get this going right now to start capitalizing on these approaches. Second, I said that would show you how to attract leads to your website. So these are people who aren't even coming to your website yet. These are people that maybe you've identified. Maybe they're on like a prospect list or a farm list or whatever you want to call it out there. These are people you want to do business with. Like if you said, hey, I'm working with manufacturers in the Nashville area, you've loaded them into your CRM, but you don't know what the heck to do with them besides mail them or call them or try and do some other things because they're not a lead yet. They haven't shown any interest in doing business with you. So how the heck do you get them to your website? There's really 2 ways to do that. The first one is kind of the show up and wait method. This is like if you're a guy and you just kind of go to a bar and all you do is kind of stand there and you hope that you're going to meet someone. You hope that a miracle's going to happen and they're going to come over to you, start talking to you there. Like that's one method. It's incredibly painful, slow, and it doesn't work most of the time. However, that's what a lot of businesses do and a lot of MSPs do. They build a website. Maybe they spend tons of time, spend thousands of dollars making a great website. Really doesn't do anything if you're not driving traffic to it. So the method I like to go after, isn't to show up and wait, it's to go out and get. So instead, we're going to find out who our best people are, who we want to go out, kind of lasso them and drag them over to our website. So here's two of the strategies for doing that. First one, again, is using LinkedIn. And I know we just talked about LinkedIn for retargeting, but remember, those are people who already went to your website. That is your lowest hanging fruit, the one that you should absolutely be doing first. Right after, or simultaneously, but right after you do that, what you want to do is use LinkedIn to attract leads. And the second thing I told you to write down, let's have you put it in here. What's the first word I told you to write down today? If you can put it in there, and then just grab a drink. Let's see. Does anyone have the first word? Did you write it down? Let's put that in there. Okay, yeah, now they're coming in. I forget there's a delay on here. Tons of people retargeting. Awesome. So first word I told you to write down is retargeting. Second word I want you to write down is custom audiences. I guess that's two words. So second and third word. But the second thing I want you to write down are custom audiences. And you can use this both on LinkedIn and Facebook. And what custom audiences are, where you actually put the people into Facebook. You upload a list of Facebook or LinkedIn. Could be first name, last name, company, could be email, phone number. Depending on the information you have, you actually load an Excel sheet into LinkedIn or Facebook, and you tell Facebook or LinkedIn, hey, these are the only people I want you to go out and find, and then I want you to send them a particular ad. So when we were talking about that laser targeting before, instead of having a billboard on the side of the road, this is like just putting a sign in the people's front yards, but only putting the sign in the people's front yards that you actually want to do business with. It's incredibly effective. They see it, and you're spending a fraction of what you would spend on kind of general marketing out there. And a lot of us do this with things like mailers. With a mailer, you wouldn't just send it to your entire city hoping that you hit the right people. No, you're going to do some research because it's more expensive. The cool thing about online marketing is that you can do this and know just the right people so much more easily. But secondly, the reason people go wrong is because they say because things are inexpensive overall, they try and market to the world hoping that they'll find that 1% or that 0.5% of people who are the right people. So they spend a lot of money. They don't get many results. They get kind of quote unquote bad leads. But it's the people they're showing the advertisement to. So it's not a bad lead. It's just marketing to the wrong people. But with custom audiences in LinkedIn, again, I took this directly from LinkedIn so you could see it. I didn't try and make it pretty, didn't try and kind of hide anything. This is directly from the LinkedIn Ads Manager report. Got some things on here. So these are a couple ads. These are actually people we mail to. So we mail to about 500 people a week. So actually, this was, we mailed to 471 people this week. That's what it went out to. That's how many. It went, and then we did one of these sponsored Inmail. So I'll show you some of the stats first and show you other things behind it. But the people who are interacting with the ad, the average is about 50% there. So huge interaction rate with that. Our cost per click, which is called about 50 cents each. So these are how much it's costing me to interact with those 470 people. So not very expensive at all. Total cost was about $40. Compare that to what you've already spent on mailing to them or something. So here's what this looks like, and this is an actual one that we use today. So let's see. Could you use some marketing help right now? And again, these are totally cold prospects. They don't know who the heck we are at all. We found them, and we're trying to market to them. So if you're in a sale, can you use some marketing help right now? Reserve your spot if you're in a sales slump. Anyways, it gives them a whole little message here. Again, this is that sponsored Inmail, but this is going after cold leads. This is not going after those retargeting audiences. So very similar, but this is where you can go after and propose a specific report. So if you've sent them a mailer about a report, or you've been giving them a call, or you want to try and get an appointment, something like that, that's what the sponsored InMail is. So here were some numbers off of, this was an entire campaign that we were doing. I actually had this going out, uploaded about 20,000 cold leads. So actually just started this campaign a couple weeks ago. So these are super current numbers. What's happening right now? Out of those 20,000, LinkedIn found a bunch of them. And again, this is just using LinkedIn so far. I found it to be the most effective, more effective than Facebook for going after cold leads and dragging them up back to your website, but got 830 clicks on there. Here's the interaction rate. Just over 50% of people that have sent that to have interacted with the ad. Again, our average cost per click is about 50 cents on that. And the biggest thing to me, though, is 33 conversions. 33 people have now become a lead for about, let's just call it $15 a lead. So I know that I can spend way more than $15 to get a lead, and most of the places we get leads from cost us way more than $50 to get a lead. This was a totally cold person. They were an MSP we found, we identified, we sent them a mailer, sent them calls, but then I also used sponsored InMail and had 33 people raise their hand, download that report, give us information and permission to keep on marketing to them. So again, $15 a lead is a super low cost for us. I don't know what it looks like for you, but I'd assume most of you, if you've made a list of the ideal clients out there and you could pay $15 to get them to raise their hand, become a lead, download a report, do whatever it is, that next action that is that you want them to do with you, you'd be happy with those numbers on there. So that was sponsored InMail. Here's another shot I took, and I actually updated this morning because this was a super new campaign, and I actually wanted to see if it was still working out pretty well. But this is conversation ads, and our Done For You team here actually really started with this, and these are the people who are working. They worked with that beta group, and about 20 MSPs out there, and they're doing these, and they say this is what's working best for the MSPs that they're doing it with right now. So I said, hey, I'm going to try this again. I tried to do a conversation ad, I'll say a year and a half or 2 years ago. I really honestly couldn't get it to work very well, so I stuck to sponsored InMail. But our Done For You team has kind of cracked the code on that, and they say this is working for MSPs better right now. So I gave it a try for us again. So here's what it looks like. Instead of that longer script like you've seen on those sponsored InMails, it's real short and asks a question. So it's like, hi, Mike, are you interested in getting my free guide for MSPs where I reveal how to get leads and clients spending money on IT services right now? So if I go, if I'm on that page, ideally I want them to say, yes, I'm interested, and then it gives them a couple sentences about it, and then they can download the report and all that. But I said, hey, let's have some fun. I'm going to click on this little show me more guy. So if I click on show me more, a couple little circles come up, or I'm sorry, I must have clicked on yes, I'm interested. I have another one that's the show me more. Yes, I'm interested. So great. You'll get immediate access to my free report, everything, and goes to download. But say I didn't want to download, maybe I scared them away or something. And I said, well, what else do you have? So that's my little response. Well, what else do you have? And this all happens by getting your prospects. They just click on this little button here. We have a ton of other resources, but our most popular one is 6 ways to double your MSP leads appointments without spending a dime on marketing or advertising. Would you like to download that now? Yes, they can download that. So anyways, it's a conversation ad. You can see why. It gives them simple things that they can click, and then there's actions that they can take off of doing that with it. So it's this whole little kind of flow chart. And so this is one I took. So far we had sent it to about 1,400 people. 665 people opened it, and 122 of these totally cold people, so just under 10% so far, have actually interacted with it. So this is how many clicked I'm interested, this is how many said show me more, these are the downloads, this is the download now, and everything. So those are all the people who then become leads with us using these conversation ads. So some of our numbers and what that looks like. So in total, I've spent about $317 to do these conversation ads. And again, don't worry about the scale. This is because I put, let's see, I uploaded, I said 20,000, uploaded 24,000 people into here. These were people all over the U.S., thousands and thousands of them, tens of thousands of them. You might be uploading 500 people. So it's a small fraction of this. Again, don't worry about the scale, just worry about the kind of cost per result. So this one, and honestly, I didn't spend a ton of time on this. I looked at what they were doing, looked at something because I just wanted to see, does this have any legs at all before I really invest a lot of time and effort into this. And already just in the last couple of weeks, our cost per result is just $24 for a lead. Again, so that's a little bit more than I'm getting on my sponsored Inmail, except the sponsored Inmail I've spent a lot of time optimizing and doing things for. Plus, it's a different offer to those people. Like this is for our free recession report guide. Our other one was for a 6-week guide, which is our most popular report. I just wanted to test some different things. I wouldn't be surprised if I was offering the same thing if I was getting a similar cost per result for, like I am for those sponsored Inmails. That was costing me about $14 a lead. But again, $24 a lead, I will pay that all day long because I know that's a good lead for us. So happy to spend that, and it's working. And this is what our Done For You team really has honed in on and says working best right now for MSPs, going after various reports, various offers on there. And so it's just really honing in that script and everything on there. And you can put questions in and we will get the Q&A, but I want to show you the very last thing because this is the coolest and this is free. But so far what we've gone over is how to turn website visitors into appointments on autopilot. That's going after those people. That's that retargeting word that you wrote down. And then with custom audiences is how to attract your ideal leads to your website. So we've gotten those two done. So let's jump into the third, and this will be brief, but it's incredibly effective. And this is another thing that, like I said, it's really become a huge thing that we've seen work just the last 90 days, maybe 4 or 5 months here. Time's all kind of a funny thing this past year, but it's a relatively recent thing. Honestly, I don't know how long this is going to be the best opportunity out there because as people get wind of this, they would be crazy not to do this. But this is using Google My Business, and it's really the best way to get free traffic from Google right now. So just giving you a taste of what's out there. And this is a totally free thing that you can do. Like if you want to know how to do Google My Business, guess what? The best way to do it is actually Google how to get on Google My Business. First thing comes up, you won't be surprised, is from support.google.com and shows you the steps to get on Google My Business. So that's not hard, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. That's like doing a little profile on LinkedIn or Facebook or any of those. You upload your information and everything. But here's some results from, I've gotten rid of the client's information on here, but this was in the last month, and I wish we had taken pictures from beforehand what they were doing because the growth has been crazy, and we'll see some of that in a minute. But basically, this was one report, and it's saying, how did customers search for your business? Now, the way most people get it are direct. People find your business profile searching for your business name or address. So you go onto Google, type in technology marketing toolkit. Before this, the green is like most of this entire circle. Second one is branded. Customers who find your listing searching for a brand related to your business. So maybe they're looking for a competitor of yours and you pop up and they click on you as well. So it's not direct, it's kind of an indirect way of doing that. So if there's an MSP or an IT services business in town that people go to, then they click on yours, whatever. The thing with Google My Business is it's this blue area, this discovery. It's people who find your business profile searching for a category, product, or service. So this is where, like, Google has been doing a lot of these commercials lately where they're like, pet store near me, or find coffee house near me, or a restaurant. Or you just type in IT services Nashville or IT services near me. That's this discovery. And it's a huge percentage now of how they're being found with this business. It's now over 87% once we created the Google My Business page for them, of about 4,100 Google views. 87% were from discovery. Again, before we did this, like this is growing each month. After it really grows quickly each week, you'll find this green shrinking. And this is one of my favorite strategies because literally in like 4 to 6 weeks, you can make a huge difference in how people find you online and get this discovery working for you. And again, this is free with it. So, and the other thing is super minimal effort put in. You can do more than this, but with just posting one time a week. So this will give you some numbers. Again, search views was up 77%. Posting one time a week with this business. So you can do posts just kind of like Facebook or LinkedIn or any of those, but this was posting one time a week. We really recommend doing a lot of kind of photo posts on there, but their search views up 77%, and we see this happening time and time again. Map views up 3% with this. Another one where website visits were up 20%. Photo views were up 62% with that. So it's like you can see these crazy increases in numbers, and we're not talking like small numbers. I mean, 300 people finding you from Google's a great number on there, and it's only growing. This is very new that we've been doing it with our folks, and this is very quick improvement. So this is one of those things that you can do, $0, just a little bit of time. Like I said, this was with minimal effort, posting one time a week. Now, here's another one that I like. It's number of times people are viewing your posts compared to your competitors. So you can see businesses like you. I don't know how it aggregates it all, quite honestly, but your photos are receiving 240% more views than similar businesses. So just posting one time a week, that's when you'll see these spikes in there. Like the average business is way down here. You're getting about 3 times the number, 2 to 3 times the number of views as other businesses from there. Obviously, depending on the time range, like almost 10,000 views versus other businesses getting about 3,000 views on there. So again, minimal effort really can help you out. But what's that all drive to? What's that all mean? Here were the actions. And again, I wish we had taken shots before on this, but you'll see the results, and they're really going to speak for themselves on here. Visits to your site, 126. That's great. Most common actions people are taking, but 200 people actually took action. Check this out. 39 clicked on that directions, and then 32 people actually called. Using the Google tracking numbers and everything, we can actually track how many calls came in off that. So 32, that's an insane number from free search. Like you can do this with your business. So what would you do with an extra 30 calls per month? What about driving an extra 126 people to your website? And again, this is really just the beginning of that. But we found the average MSP that we work with gets just over 300 visits a month. And this is before using Google My Business or anything. So they basically increased their traffic by about 33% using a strategy like this. So again, super easy. A lot you can do, or a lot that you can get out of very minimal action taken on there. So again, what have we done? We've turned website visitors into appointments, attracted leads through custom audiences, and then went over use Google My Business. That's all I'm going to say here. Single best way to generate free traffic online right now for a minimal time investment. You don't have to do a whole heck of a lot with that. So now if you have questions, if you want to start putting them in here, going to jump into that in just a moment. But I know you're probably wondering, how do I put this system in place in my business? And I'm not going to go through a long whole ordeal, but basically there's only 3 ways, but we'll talk about 2. One is you can do nothing on there, and that's what I hope no one does. I hope no matter which option you choose, you do one of these 2, but the first option you can do is kind of do it yourself. You can get in there, you can get dirty. You want to know how to do it. Maybe you're in a place where you have more time than money right now, and you just kind of want to figure it out on your own and go through everything. You can absolutely do that. It's a totally valid method of doing it. And you just kind of got to learn what that retargeting, the custom audiences, all of that. I obviously don't have time in this hour to go through the step-by-step process, but you can find all that information out online. The other option is to kind of kick your feet back, take the easy path to this and let us help you with this. And I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised when I tell you what that looks like. So real quick, before you jump off here, what you get with our program, we put just together a 3-day live training called Digital Marketing Musts. And it's the 3 things that you should do. But what you'll get out of that is we're going to be on live. You're going to be with me and the team here, and you're going to get complete setup of, I call it Facebook on $5 a day. Like I said, it's really about $3 a day, gets you those 455. You can follow up with 455 people, but $5 a day just sounded better, so I put that. Includes setting up your custom audiences, your business page, all of that, showing you how to do that, retargeting people who've already been to that site. We'll go through, I'll be on live. We're going to do it step by step, showing you exactly how to set that up. You're going to get those 2 best LinkedIn strategies. I'm going to show you how to set up sponsored InMail and conversation ads, where you can drive that traffic to your site to get those leads, those appointments, whether it's retargeting or brand new people. We're going to set up your Google My Business account. And the most important part then is giving you those example posts to attract local traffic to your site. Like, even if you set up these things, do you know what to put on Google or LinkedIn or Facebook? We're going to give all of that to you. We're going to have live Q&A as well. I want to make sure you get all your questions answered and you get these different strategies up and running in your business. And then, of course, you're going to get lifetime access to these recordings. On these free live trainings, I don't want you to be doing it on those because there's no way you're going to be able to keep up, and we'd have to spend 2 days because we'd kind of have to work at the pace of the slowest person. So the whole thing's going to be recorded. It's going to be literally click by click. You're going to see exactly where to go, so you can work at your own pace or share it with another employee to have them set everything up for you. Of course, just like everything we do, there's a 100% guarantee. If at any time in the first 30 days you don't feel this is for you, all you do is get a 100% refund, no questions asked. We really want you to succeed. I've been talking about this with our various groups, started with our coaching members, our marketing managers, for almost 2 years now, except a painfully low number of people are doing it, but it's because they just don't know how or can't take the time. So what's this look like? I'm just going to jump to it. There's no games here. It's $97. That's it. $97 is the total investment, one time. There's none of that. There's going to be no price cross-outs or anything like that. All you do is you go to toolkitlive.com/marketing. Go to toolkitlive.com/marketing, and you'll see a page that looks like this. You'll know you're at the right place. That's Free Digital Marketing Month, live session. You'll just put in your information there, scroll down, choose your payment option. $97 total, not $97 a month, not 97 times 3, nothing like that. We've got our 100% money back guarantee on there. So again, try it, test it out. If for whatever reason it's not for you, maybe you get there and you say, hey, look, I'm not going to do this. Or hey, look, this is too simple. I'm already doing this. That's fine. Test it out. And again, it's $97. All I want you to do is have a little tiny bit of skin in the game so that you'll actually go through it and do it. Because no matter what I do, it's not going to help you if you don't put this in place in your business right now. And if you get this up and running and it's not working or you don't like it, you just give us a call and we give you that back. That is it. There is nothing crazy to it. Now I want to go on and answer questions in here. I'm going to try and find your questions. So I see we've got like 400 or 500 people who've written in. So far, a lot are answering the various things I've asked at the beginning. I'm going to try and find your question, but if I don't get to it, please go ahead and retype it in there. And just real quick, I am going to put the URL in the chat there. It's just toolkitlive.com/marketing. So you can find that chat. Just click on that. And again, you should see the page that lets you get in there and go do that. So, but want to open it up for Q&A. So great question. So the first one I'm seeing here is from Mike, and Mike says, do you need premium LinkedIn account for retargeting and sponsored InMail? No, you don't. You just need a regular LinkedIn account. They let you advertise for free, that like Business Navigator and everything. That's a whole different thing. anyone can set up the LinkedIn advertisement. I'll tell you about it and I'll show you next week. All you need to do is make sure you have a company page. Like I can't advertise as Mike Stadola, like my personal profile. I just say I had Mike Stadola Consulting or Mike Stadola's IT business or whatever out there. I just need to make that page, and we'll show you how to do that. Most of you probably have a LinkedIn page for your company already, but you can advertise without a Business Navigator account. So great question, Mike. Let me see. Next question from, let's see, Heather. About LinkedIn sponsored email. Does this have to be managed from the owner's personal account, or is it something that a marketing person can do without access? No, another great question. Heather, no, you don't have to do anything. So like with your account, whoever is in charge of the company account, you can give access to anybody else you want on LinkedIn. So like Robin here obviously is in charge of the Technology Marketing Toolkit account. It was started under her profile. She just gave me access, so I never get into her account doing anything with that. I can set up everything so it comes out from her. Obviously, I have her permission to do that. Like those sponsored emails, those examples we looked at, they all say from Robin. They don't say from Mike Stadola, even though it's my team and I that set those up. But no, I don't have access or need access to Robin's account with that. And a sponsored email going to people you've already mailed to. Yeah, I like it. Good question, Colin. So if by already mailed to, you mean like physically mailed, like the USPS is mailed? Yeah, we definitely send sponsored email to the people we've mailed to. So like those 500 people a week, I not only target them on Facebook, I also target them on LinkedIn. The great thing about LinkedIn is because it's more of a business platform, is you need a lot less information, because Facebook really relies on being able to find out who the heck Mike Stadola is. And there's not like a ton of Mike Stadolas, but there's enough if you type that in. They need more information. They can't just know that it's Mike Stadola. So they might need email address, they might need an address, they might need a phone number, something that they can figure out and link it up to. Now I find with Facebook about 2/3 of the people end up being a match on Facebook. Now compare that to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is mostly by name and company. So as long as I have in my profile that I work at Technology Marketing Toolkit, if all you know is a person's name and the company they work with, now the chances of there being two Mike Stadolas at Technology Marketing Toolkit are incredibly small. So it finds people as much as like 90% of the time. So you can upload that list and find them quite easily on there, so you can hit those people directly. So good question, Colin. Let's see here. I'm getting, let's see, a bunch of things. Okay, so congratulations, getting a bunch of emails from people who've invested the $97. I just wanted to make sure, I'm sorry, I got a bunch of alerts. I wanted to make sure things were working okay. Let's see, so Amber says, will you be, oops, I just lost it. People answered some questions. And where were we? Amber said, will you be showing how to specifically set these up? Yes, Amber, on that with the $97, I'm going to show you exactly how to set these up, go through it step by step. Again, I wish I could do that all in an hour. I already probably talked too fast for some of you. And it takes, we're going to spend about 3 to 4 hours together on these recordings to show you how to do it click by click on there. So that's what you're going to get with that $97. You're going to set up your Facebook advertising account, your LinkedIn advertising account. I'm going to show you custom audiences, retargeting, sponsored email, those conversation ads, and then you're going to get kind of the training on the Google My Business with that. Yeah, it's completely step by step. It'll be 100% up to date with that, because we're going to be setting them up live on there. And again, it's all recorded. So if you can't make those, and we have another question about that. So the live sessions are actually going to be next week. You don't have to wait long. It's next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern. What is that? 2 o'clock Central, 1 Mountain Time, and noon Pacific. Again, if you can't make them, don't worry. They're recorded. They'll be up and in a portal that you can get access to within a day. If you want to join live, that's totally great. You're more than welcome to. If you just want to wait for the recordings, you can do that as well. It really doesn't matter. You're probably going to have to go through it a couple times or like pause the recording anyways as you follow along with it. But yeah, the entire goal is at the end of those 3 days, you're going to have LinkedIn up and running, Facebook up and running, and Google My Business up and running, 100% on those. Let's see, is it better to use a personal LinkedIn account for sponsored Inmail or company? You can really only use it as a company, but it looks like it's coming from a person. So good question, Adam. What kinds of things are you seeing posted to Google My Business, and what kind of ads are you seeing that work well being sent to LinkedIn? I'll answer that quickly. That's exactly what's in that $97 program. So in there, we will get specifically what posts have worked the best for us, all the different types of posts in there. But I'll tell you, photo posts for Google My Business work very well. I would highly recommend using photos with that. For Facebook, 3 different things work well. One is geography. So we're in Nashville here. If you had pictures of like Broadway, just think about what people are looking at on Facebook. The whole point of the image is just to get people to stop and then start reading. So geography does well. Another thing is I call it a slice of life. So if I were going after dentists, I would have pictures of like what a dental practice manager or the dental admin, the office manager sees. Again, a lot of times people make the mistake, and this was why it doesn't work. They post pictures they're interested in. So we post scary pictures of a guy in a hoodie, no face, zeros and ones, cybersecurity, gloom and doom out there. That's not what others are interested in. That's what we're interested in. We got to post something they're interested in order to get them to stop and take a look. The third thing is if I'm offering a report or whatever it is that I'm offering is a picture related to that. So those are, as a very general thing, Adam, I just want to help you out there. Those are some of the things that I see working best, and we're going to go into those specifically next week. You're going to get templates that you can use, as well as I'm going to show you some free tools out there. And these are things I use. Thank God now we have some great graphic designers on the marketing team. When I first joined, though, I used the free tools that I'm going to give to you to make my posts, my ads, look like they were done by a graphic designer on there. So super easy. Are we actually setting up the Facebook ads or the $97? Trying to read the rest of yours. Who is this here? Bob, for webinars to show us how to. No, for the $97, we're not personally, because then we'd have to get access to all of your accounts. We do have a done for you team that can absolutely do that for you, but that's, as you can imagine, a lot more than $97. The whole point of this is to get you up, get you in the game, get you up and running for that $97. So I'm going to show you step by step how you get up and going with all of that in your business, on your pages, all that good stuff in there. So good question with that. Let's see. There's kind of, yeah, do get examples, references to use, absolutely. What if you don't have a LinkedIn company account? Show you how to make a LinkedIn company account. Great question, Kirk. It's super quick, super easy to show you what to do on there. Materials to grab people are hardest thing to come up with. You're absolutely right. That's why we're going to go over a bunch of those. When and where will be the training be? Great question, Nancy. It's going to be online. Again, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, plus it'll be recorded. So it's actually going to be GoToWebinar. If you're one of the folks who's invested, then you should already have the information on it. Otherwise, you'll get it within about 10 minutes. Sometimes the system's a little bit slow on some of the things in there. Sessions, okay, when will those be scheduled? Yeah, again, next week and fully recorded. Will you show us how to set up custom audiences? Yep, absolutely, Amber. Do we need a LinkedIn or Facebook premium account? Nope, no premium account needed. It's all free accounts that you're going to be using. It's saying I'm trying to set up, and it will not load the forms, the form for you. So Stacy, it's saying it's not loading. So toolkitlive.com/marketing. Let me know, Trace, if that doesn't work for you. Here, I'm going to put another link in. Sometimes when there's a lot of people on, these things don't work. So I did make a backup form. Now this one isn't the pretty form, it's the very basic form in there, so it just gives you the name and the thing, because I kind of thought about this last minute because we had this problem one other time when a ton of people were on all at once. So you'll see it's the digital marketing must for $97. I just put it into that chat again. If you click there, that form hopefully will work for you. So let's see, Arpit says, see, LinkedIn is blocking messaging and connect button if we send too many messages. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So many companies were out there basically, I'll call it spamming on LinkedIn. So they've really limited that. They'll even shut down your account by doing that. That's why the sponsored Inmail works so well. You're actually paying LinkedIn to send these messages. But again, like I was showing you, even at our high one, we were at about 50 cents per click per engagement on there. So there's no problem. This 100% follows LinkedIn guidelines. They are selling this type of advertising, so you have no problem. So yeah, the system saying my billing and shipping fields are invalid. So Stacy, if you continue to have problems, we have our phone number on the page, as well as try to use that second form. I did, especially if we get this problem sometimes with like if there's suite numbers or people in Canada or different zip codes, anything like that. So try and use that second link. Otherwise, people go to toolkitlive.com/marketing, and hopefully that should be working for you just fine. When does it start again? Again, we're going to start this next Tuesday, so just a few days from now, middle of next week, and it'll be next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're going through it quick because I want you to get up and running ASAP on this. But again, you'll have lifetime access to the recordings. So if next week's not good for you, don't worry, but you need to sign up now. I'm not offering this again. This is for next week. This is just for the people who sign up before next Tuesday. We're not doing this again on here because Facebook and LinkedIn, the things change all the time. So we can't keep this out there because I guarantee you that within several weeks of us recording this, the exact clicks and where you put things and the options are going to change. It happens constantly. So we can't just keep it out there. We're doing this once for people. So if you're interested, you got to get signed up right now on that. So let's see. Next question. Will this presentation be available for me to show my business partner to see if they think you should buy into this? Yeah, Tim, I'll see if I can get this replay out to you. I mean, what I'd say is $97. It's completely refundable. Get it and start using it. Because no matter what your business partner says, if you use it and all you get is that Google My Business, if you don't see the results, or even if you do see results, I'm trusting everyone on here to be honest. I think most people are good people, but you're going to get the training, even if it does work for you. We're not going to ask you questions. We're not going to give you a hard time about a refund. We're just going to refund. The $97 isn't the important thing to us. The important thing to us is that you get results and that you're happy. There will be, I will try and get a recording out to you so you can see some of this. But in the time you do that, it should be much quicker to just get on the things for next week and get on Google My Business and go from there and start getting those results. Again, there's zero risk. $97 is almost zero risk in and of itself, but I totally get it. I started my own business on a shoestring. I took a loan, all of that. We had a crazy year last year, so I get it. What's the monthly budget you recommend for Facebook and LinkedIn? Great question, Stephanie. Facebook, you might be, like I said, $3 to $5 a day. LinkedIn, you might be about the same on there. It's really how much can you scale, because as this works, if you can spend more because you're getting more people to your website, the biggest problem, believe it or not, is getting enough people to spend this on. I want to spend as much money as I can because of how well this works. This is our lowest cost per lead of anything that we do. So if I could spend twice as much because I was driving twice as many people to our website, I would happily spend, like if I were you, that $10 a day instead of $5 a day. But it's incredibly inexpensive. Like I said, at most, once you get it up and going, if you budget in probably the cost of a meal out for like one person, like 10 to 15 bucks a day, once you get it up and going and really humming, it'll probably be hard to spend $3 to $5 a day for the first month. with it, just because there won't be enough people on there. Now, if you're in the small group that has a ton of leads already in your database, I've talked to some people of that 3,000 to 4,000 unconverted leads. Now, you might be able to spend more than that right away. And that's great because you'll get results more quickly with that. So if you can spend more and you have those leads already, great, but it's going to be incredibly low cost. Let's see, what software would be necessary for capturing and evaluating the statistics? I shown nothing. All of the things that I gave here, Lonnie, great question. No software. Those were screenshots directly from the Facebook ad platform and the LinkedIn ad platform. Those come free with it. It shows you everything right on there. They make it super easy. That's part of the training. I should have probably mentioned that, and I'm sorry. That those are shots right from inside that ad platform. They give you all that information right there. So you don't need to buy anything additional. There's not any like hidden little things in here. This is like what's happening right now. In order to see your statistics, you can go in at any time. Okay, Nancy, you're having an issue also. Again, yeah, feel free to, if you can't, you can call in. Okay, yeah, a bunch of you are saying it worked, or you use that other, on that second form that worked for you. Yeah, I'm sorry, we just got blown up. So I think sometimes when we put too many people in at once, things kind of time out and everything. So Mike, if you're not able to get it, I'm seeing you're having issues. I'll put it on for anybody who has issues. There's either ask or there's the phone number, or just email me directly. I'll give you that. Don't make me regret it, please, but I'll get you a link and make sure you're taken care of. My email is just mike@technologymarketingtoolkit.com. I will respond to anyone who can't go through. Probably won't respond to a bunch of marketing questions on there. Or about this. If you want to get access to that, and feel free, invest the $97, and I will answer all your questions about this next week with that. So let's see what other questions. Got a bunch of them. Thanks. Yeah, second form worked. You're registered. Is there a way to get an audio? Okay, yeah, I'll send another one out. Oh, okay. Let's just keep going down. Are there any suggested prerequisites, like what condition should our website be in? Great. We're going to talk about some of that. So with the website and everything. So I'm sorry, we had another person. Just want to see if this is working now. Sorry, just going to toolkitlive.com/marketing. I guess I'm not trying to put it through, but everything. We've had a bunch of orders that went through on it. So if it's not working, I'm not sure why not, and I apologize, but again, oops, I just tried to put the link, but I added some things on there. But use that second link. If that first one's not working for you, just use that second one, and you'll get in that way. Okay, yeah, we've got a lot of people who've gotten in, but again, call, ask, do whatever you need to do, or last case resort, just email me, mike@technologymarketingtoolkit.com, and I will I'll certainly make sure you get the link and can get in. But we've got a lot of people in, so I know it's working for a bunch of you on that first link. Otherwise, try that second link that's on there. Okay, Infusionsoft link did work for you. Okay, good on pages. Okay, just bought mine. Okay, awesome, Joseph, perfect. Let's see here. I'm sorry, Greg. Yeah, you were asking about the prerequisites. What condition should your website be in? You know what? I mean, it would be great if you have your website in good shape on there. The thing is, though, this really isn't dependent upon your website. Now, wherever we're going to drive those leads, we got to get those in shape as well. And okay, so I just got a question. They got a page after this that has a little video with Robin. Just keep that open, and can watch this after you're off, or if you've already invested, you're all good on this. But the whole thing with Robin, what we're going to go ahead and do, so what I gave you today were the 3 best strategies working right now that are either no cost or low cost. However, this is not a complete digital marketing blueprint by any means. I mean, from SEO to website conversion and optimization, to posting, to emails, to blogs. There's just nearly an endless number of things that you can do on digital marketing, seemingly. So what we've put together is the Digital Marketing Blueprint, and that's a program that's going to be $2,000. So that's going to be a complete program. We're going to go over everything. It's 11 weeks long, where we're going to take 1 day of training per week and 1 day full of Q&A and walk you step by step everything you need to do to finally put all the pieces in place with the digital marketing blueprint. So that's the video that Robin's got up there. She's talking about that. The thing is, for you guys, she's offering it at about a 55% discount. Like I said, it's going to be offered to everybody for $2,000. But because you're on this, we're not only going to discount it by 50%, but we're going to take the $97 that you've invested in this program and let you apply it to that program as well. One of the sessions in that program is going to be me going over some of these things. That's 1 out of the 11 sessions. So I want you to get started with these things. You'll get immediate access, but if you say, hey, I'm ready to really step up, finally get digital marketing into place in my business, then that second program is definitely something you can consider, because it's not that you're not going to see it again. We will be offering it again. Next week alone, we're going to go out to other people who were not on this webinar, but we're going to increase the price by 30% for next week. And then the retail price after that, after we've completed the program, is going to be $2,000. It's taking us 11 weeks. It's got Robin, myself, the Done For You team, Allison, our experts here that are not only doing it for our clients, they're doing it for us. We're going to spend 11 weeks with you going through every single thing you can go through. So that's what that whole program is about. Again, just keep that page open. Watch that after we're off here. I want to get to the other questions, but I got several people who were asking me about what was coming up after that. So let's see if there's any other questions. Yes, this will work if you're in other countries. Get people from Canada asking. That absolutely does work, and you'll be in good shape there. Let's see, what are best types of posts to make on Google My Business? Again, Melissa will go over that more next week, and I forget who asked that a little bit before, but the quick answer is I want you to have photos on your Google My Business posts. They get so much more engagement than anything else on that. If you still have questions, you can throw that in. I think I'm working down towards the end here. Yep, so more questions about when the live sessions will be. They'll be next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Again, they're going to be completely recorded. I think I've answered everything. I see a lot of duplicates in here, so I think I got to you guys. If I have not answered your question, go ahead and throw it in again. I want to make sure I get your questions answered. I'll give it just a minute before we sign off, but while I do that, I just want to thank you guys for being on today. Okay, awesome, Mike. So Mike signed up for the Digital Marketing Blueprint as well, so congrats. You're going to love that. And again, you don't need that with this program. We certainly, if you want to go deep into everything, that's great. This program that you invested in is great to get you started. It's that low-hanging fruit. The other one is going to totally set you up with everything you need. Yeah, they're independent programs. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, forgot about this. Robin is offering as a bonus through this for you guys is 2 tickets to our IT sales and marketing boot camp. I'm not going to go through what that is on here. There's a link on that page. But those tickets right now for a single ticket, it's $1,497. This is our live event happening in May where we've got over 1,000 MSPs already registered to attend, nearly 1,500 between in-person and virtual. So if you're still out of country or can't travel, you definitely have the virtual option. However, if you can travel, it's at a beautiful resort in Orlando. We've got all the social distancing in place, all of that. So if you can travel and are up to it, highly encourage it. It's at a great hotel, super low prices because of everything going on. So you can get airfare and the hotel for cheaper than you could have probably for decades. So you can check that out as well. I don't see any more questions. So once again, guys, whether you decide to do this on your own or you join me next week in order to put this all in place, between like this time next week, you'll have everything done. Yeah, at about exactly this time, 3:30 next week, we will be wrapping up those 3 live days. You will have everything you need in place to have these strategies up and running on your site. But whether you do it the done for do it yourself way, or you do it along with us and let me guide you and just kind of take you through that, I want you to do this. I've seen the impact it's made for members that are done for you team has worked with. I've seen the impact it's made for the marketing managers that we've been working on this kind of stuff for almost 2 years now. With that, it's just huge, the results that you can get for a minimal time investment and a minimal amount of money. So please, please, please add this into your kind of marketing repertoire. Don't get rid of other things. Don't do this instead of the other things for as little time and as little investment as it takes. Add this on because it's going to help all the other results that you're getting, whether it's mailers, newsletters, e-newsletters, whatever else you're doing in there. So once again, thank you guys. I hope you got a lot of value out of today. And once again, go ahead. You can click on those links or check out toolkitlive.com/marketing to sign up for the $97 program. And I will talk to you later. Thanks, everybody.